The Witch of Ember Hollow. In the town that doesn't show up on any map, there is a place called Ember Hollow. Some say you can only find it on Halloween night. Some say you can only find it if you're not pretending to be brave. In a town, everyone in Ember Hollow follows one rule every Halloween. Never light the pumpkin before sunset, or she will rise. It's Jalen didn't believe that, because Jalen was smart and brave and a little bit stubborn. And this is the night he found out the rule was real. Chapter 1. The Pumpkin That Grinned Back. Start on his bedroom floor with the biggest smile in the world. In his lap was the jack-o'-lantern he had just carved. Triangle eyes, a huge grin, and one silly missing tooth. On his nightstand, the digital clock blinked, 3:33 p.m. Jalen, there, finished. And who says I have to wait until sunset? He lit the candle inside the pumpkin. The pumpkin's grin glowed like it was alive. And then the sky answered. Outside the window, the afternoon twisted ember orange. Shadows in his room stretched too long, like they weren't really attached to anything. Jalen, what was that? He started breaking the only rule of Ember Hollow, and something had hurt him. Chapter 2. Whoosh, crackle, cackle. He'd starred in the air in Jalen's room rippled, like heat above a candle. And then someone stepped out of the smoke. Which, teasing, amused, broom hum, ember crackle under her voice, well, well, someone lit my lantern early. She wore ember-bright fabric that moved like fire when she breathed. Her hat held tiny glowing stars. Her broom hummed, like it still remembered flying through the sky. Jalen, nope, I'm hallucinating, I need juice. Which, nicely carved pumpkin. I like the missing tooth. Good personality. Which, do you even know what you just called into the world, little spark? Jalen, a candle? Which, not a candle, a door. He opened her palm. Floating above her palm was a tiny glowing seed, trailing little curls of smoke like it was whispering. Which, plant this, at midnight, outside, in the ground. But only if you're brave enough to grow what you fear most. Jalen, is that safe? Which, no. If it were safe, this would be boring. The pumpkin on the floor flickered an odd green. Grimble, my name is Grimble, and I am extremely important. Jalen, the pumpkin talks. Which, midnight, little spark. We'll see what grows. And with a curl of ember smoke, she was gone. Jalen, okay, I definitely need juice. Chapter 3. The Garden of Grown-Up Fears. Start in the time, just before midnight, Jalen snuck outside in his mismatched socks and pirate hat. The moon hung low over Ember Hollow. The trees leaned in like they wanted gossip. Jalen knelt behind the old fence, pushed the glowing seed into the ground, and covered it with his hands. Grimble, come on, kid, plant me the drama. Jalen, okay. The earth twitched, then glowing vines exploded from the ground, curling around his shoes and lighting up the grass. One vine unrolled a floating sheet of paper in front of his face. On it was a giant red F. Jalen, wow, rude. Another vine twisted itself into a mirror. Not normal glass, the surface rippled like liquid lightning. Jalen looked into it and saw himself, older, wearing a gray suit, phone buzzing in his hand, eyes tired with no sparkle. Future Jalen, I'm too busy for Halloween this year. Jalen, that's not me! The Jalen version in the mirror didn't yell back. He didn't roll his eyes. He just looked sad. And somehow, that was worse. Jalen, no. Number, I don't want to be that. Grimble, then don't. Jalen wasn't monster under the bed scared anymore. He was heart scared, the kind of scared you feel when you realize you might lose the best part of yourself. Chapter 4. The Broomstick Bargain. Shoom! The Ember Witch dropped out of the night sky, floating sideways on her broom like gravity was optional. Witch, you met your future. Not cute. Jalen, I'm not going to end up like that. Witch, want to prove it? Jalen, yes. Witch, then fly. Jalen, excuse me, what? Witch, if you can fly this broom across Ember Hollow before the last ember in the sky goes dark, Halloween is yours. The broom drifted in front of him, humming and twitching like it was alive. Grimble, lean left or you'll crash. Jalen, wait, crash? Witch, up you go. Instantly, Jalen blasted into the air. He clung to that broom with both arms like a koala holding onto a runaway shopping cart. He shot over rooftops, past chimneys, straight through a floating cloud of candy corn. He swerved to dodge a swirling flock of confused bats. Banana Ghost, I was meant to be legendary. Jalen, I believe in you, Banana. Banana Ghost, thank you. Jalen laughed, not pretend brave laughing, real laughing, laughing from his stomach. Glowing embers spun through the air like orange fireflies, swirling around him as he flew. Which, yes, that is Halloween. Chapter 5. The Fire Inside. When Jalen opened his eyes again, he was in his bed. Warm morning light spilled across his blanket. For a moment he wondered, was any of that real? Then he saw Grimble sitting on his desk, silent, unlit. Jalen, hey, you still alive? Grimble, obviously. Jalen smiled, not an I'm pretending I'm brave smile, not an I definitely did not scream smile. A different smile. The kind of smile you wear when you realize something inside you is safe. He wasn't scared of fear anymore. You don't run from fear. You use it. You learn from it. You ride it like a broom with terrible steering. Epilogue, in case you ever visit Ember Hollow. Sometimes a new kid moves to Ember Hollow. Sometimes they pick up a pumpkin before sunset and say, it's just a candle. And sometimes, if you listen to the wind, you hear a warm laugh, which, Grimble, don't drop me. I'm extremely important. So if the night ever feels a little scary and a little magical, remember this: plant what you fear and watch it bloom into courage. Keep your spark, keep your weird, keep your wonder lit, because that's how even the darkest nights turn back into stars. The end.